What's up, everybody? It's AJ with eTrail.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Yakima JetStream crossbars on our 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Coming in here for a closer look, we have the JetStream bars on the skyline towers, and then we have the landing pad here. All of this working together to make sure this roof rack fits onto your flush rails. You have the side mount here, and what I mean by flush rails is these are just going to be rails that raise up from your roof. There's no gap in the middle. That would be a raised rail. If it was up and there was something to clamp into it, that would be a raised rail. We have flush rails we're working with today, and they mount in with the bolts here on the side. You might be able to see that side a little bit easier. You can see those bolts go in there, and that's how it mounts on to your roof, which is nice because they're fixed points. So you know exactly where to put these bars when you go to set it up, and that makes installation pretty easy. So you have these here, and then you have some here on the back that you can set this up and get them installed. The bar itself is going to be 50 inches long. It's going to be made out of black powder coat aluminum, and it's going to be able to have a weight capacity, which is going to be able to handle 165 pounds. Now, also see your roof. If your roof is anything lower than that, make sure you go with the roof rating instead of the bar rating. But the bars itself are really nice. They are an aerodynamic design. And then right here, if I take the cap off, I can show you it's got a T-track built in there. And I really like their T-track system because it pushes down on this rubber piece, and then you slide your accessories over the top, which means you don't have to peel this out and cut it to length every time you get a new accessory. That can be kind of a pain, and then by the end of it, you're not going to have much of a rubber strip if you keep getting new accessories and moving that around. So this is far better just to set it down, slide into place. If you're using T-track, if you're not, you can always use the clamp system over here, and that works too. Look at the skyline towers. They're really easy to use. You also have a replaceable core here, so there's no lock built in, but you can get a locking core to put in there. That way you can lock it up. Also, it's very easy to remove, so you just pinch the sides, put that down, then you can lift it up and out of the base. So if you don't want to leave them on all the time, you can just put these caps on there instead and remove the roof rack and store it in your garage. Now we can get some quick measurements. So we're going to go center on the crossbar to get the crossbar spread. So that looks about right there. There looks about at 40 inches of crossbar spread. And then we're going to go from the roof to the bottom of the bars to see how much clearance is going to be in there. Looks like it's 4 3/4, and that's going to be from here to here. And then from that same spot to the top of the bar is going to be 6 inches. So that's from here to here. And why we measure that is just to make sure there's room for those clamps. If you aren't using the T-track, when you go to put accessories on there, you want to make sure there's room in between your roof and here. There's plenty of room in here. I don't think you have a problem because sometimes you got the hand knobs. You just want to make sure you have room to operate and attach your accessories you're going to put on there. I mentioned it a few times before, but it's really easy to get this system installed. You just have to go to the points that are already on your roof, and you know exactly where to attach it, and it makes things really easy. So just check out and see how we did it. First part of the install is we're going to come down here to the side of our flush rail and pop out these caps. You can see them right there. Just got a small flat-bladed screwdriver. Just going to push it down. Make sure the screwdriver touches the base of this cover, and you can just pry out against it, and it pops out that easily. Set those aside, and what we're going to do is bring our base right down here. We're going to line up those holes. You see this one's kind of slotted. You got these two options here. We're going to line those up with these right here and then add the screws in. Taking a closer look at it, what we're going to do here is the slotted hole is always towards the rear of the vehicle, so keep that in mind. And then of the two holes up front, we're going to use the lower one, so that's going to be this one right here. So we're going to take the bolt with the washer already on there, and we're going to put that into place. Trying to go by feel here. Looks like I was close. It's right there. And just get it started by hand. Once you got them run in by hand, you can go ahead and come back with the tool that's included and tighten them down. Something that helped out is pushing down on this just a little bit. That way you can, because sometimes the hole doesn't line up quite right, but it looks like it's getting going pretty good now. Now we're going to do a little bit of pre-assembly with our roof rack before we set it up top. Just wanted to show you we got the plastic insert already in there, and then the T-bar also loose. You don't want that too tight. You want to be able to move so that you go put it into place. So what we're going to do is come to our bar here, and then just pry out on the plastic piece and kind of work the cap off really easily. And then we'll slide this in the track. So what we're going to do is just slide that T-bolt right there in the T-track. Hopefully you can get a better look at it here. See how it just slides right in there and goes right into place. Now I can put the cap back on. Open up this section here. Just wanted to show you that when you push this back in, these tabs come back out. That's what locks it to the base on the roof. So we want to make sure this is open. That way those are inside, and this will slide into the base when we set it down. Now we're going to set our bar down into place. So what we're going to do is kind of set this one down on the track over there. Line up with the base. That actually lined up pretty nicely. And then do the same thing over here. You might have to move the foot just a little bit for it to slide in. And now I can step in front of the vehicle and check this side to side on the rails, make sure it's even on both sides. Something to help you out when you are adjusting that side to side, you might want to push up on the tower. That way that part's flat, and this is going to slide a lot easier that way. We found a little difficulty with it angled down. Just sliding it back and forth was a little harder than it should be. So we did that. Now we've got it nice and even. And what we're going to do is use our tool here. It comes included. And go right here to the bolt in the center and tighten that down until our tool clicks and lets us know that it's tight enough. So we're right there. It was pretty tight. Now that's tightened up, and then we can just take the cover here, push it into place, and now that's locked in. And with that, you've already got it installed. We're just going to do the old shake test. Make sure you do that same process on all of the bars. So on both sides and then on your second bar. It's that easy to install. I really like that, and it's on there nice and tight. You can shake the whole vehicle back and forth. No issues there. I think it's a really great roof rack system for your Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Because if you don't want to leave it on there all the time, you can just pull out those sides, remove the bars, and put those caps on, and it looks just fine like that. Or if you want to leave them on all the time, that's okay too. Well, I think that does it. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope this helped.